That looks sick. Straight out, this looks nuts. That's tough. You can't change my mind. Had some really cool news. The actual owner of the car actually reached out and messaged me. Alrighty guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. This is actually episode 2 of the GTS rebuild. Today we're getting a few cosmetic things done. We're getting new wheels and we're also getting yellow walls, I should say. I almost said white walls. We're getting coilovers all around too, and I have ordered a few parts for the interior and organized what we're doing with all the airbags, etc. So without further ado, let's get stuck straight in the video. See you guys in a sec. Okay, so we actually just had Elvis go pick up the airbag for us. Have a look at that. There it is. So this is what a curtain airbag looks like for VF. So that is going to replace this. Now, having a look at it, it is a few 10 mils. That's literally all that holds it in. So I'm actually going to take this old one out. Let's jump inside. We'll take the blown airbag out, put the new one in, and then that is one more step to the puzzle, almost complete. Let's set you guys up inside so you can see, and I'm gonna chuck you on another time lapse of me undoing the airbag, and I'll explain it a bit as we go. So we are inside at the moment. As you can see, the whole roof line is completely blown out. I do have Scotty from LSN Wraps actually doing a black roof liner for me at the moment, so that shouldn't be too much longer, and then the roof line will be done too, but for now, I'm just gonna rip this out. As it's already damaged, I'm just gonna be rough with it, doesn't really matter. Let's put you guys over here somewhere and set you up and let's do it. So as I said before, it's all just 10 mils. I'm gonna fold this up just so you can have a brief look. So there's just literally bolts up in the top here. So there's a 10 mil there, 10 mil there, 10 mil there. It's the whole way along the roof. So I literally just pull this back. The roof lining is already damaged anyway. So pull this back, new ones go in. Then there's a little plug just in the top there and another 10 mil, which I've still got in there now. That's the last thing holding this in. So I'll get that undone. Then the bad airbag is out. I'll do the reverse of that, bolt all the 10 mils back in with the new one, plug it back in, and happy days.
My birthday in a couple of days, I know. Project paper.
And there we have it. That is the blown airbag. We can now throw that in the bin because we have a good airbag. No more hanging down. Happy fucking days. As you can see, yeah, it still needs the roof liner done, but it's all tucked away, all plugged in now. I've reconnected the battery. Make sure that when you are tampering with any airbags or changing anything out, make sure you disconnect your battery just for safety. Guys, we're almost done. I'll show you a view from the front. It's the airbag replaced. Now I have also got the seat airbag on the way and a new cover, so I'll show you how to replace that soon. But guys, that's gonna wrap up this segment here of the airbag interior. The next part should either be the seat or we're doing coilovers all around. I decided instead of waiting, I'm just gonna smack these coilovers in. I'm gonna set you guys up, let's grab all the tools, and let's get this thing up in the air, start pulling all the suspension back out.
100 rats and bought an iced out AP watch and bought a Cuban link just to match. That was voodoo, that was magic. Be capping, I just be laughing. That was God, was faster than high. In my mattress, smoking tunes in my cell. That was my 12th time going to jail.
Well, this wheel was super hard to get off. Whoever put those nuts on last was, I don't know, obviously using a huge impact gun. But anyway, this is what the stock hub looks like. So you got your 6-pot and your 2-piece rotor. Now, there's a bunch of little wiring and like all your brake lines and stuff that you have to move out of the way. So on this side, you've got your MRC plugs. So it simply just unclips from the top there. Then there's a little clip down the bottom in that hole. You undo those, you literally just pull this clip up and it should unclip just like that. Then on this side, you just unclip it from the top. Again, another little clip in the bottom, and this one comes off. Then for your brake line, this is like a twist point. You need to like twist the brake line in that hole and then it will slot straight out. Clears all the wiring and brakes, like the brake line out the way, allows you to access your 19 mil bolt and your 22 mil nut on the other end of it. Now your sway bar is a 14 mil and on the back of it, you can fit a 17 spanner. So often not when you undo those, they'll spin on themselves. You need the spanner on the back to hold the, I guess the male side straight as the nut comes off. And then that's all that happens down here. And then just up the top, there's normally a, not normally, there always is, there's a 24 mil nut at the top there that you just gotta undo too. So quickly whizzle this off and then show you how to put the new suspension back in.
My second time going to hell and back for real, but I prevail. Canary yellow diamonds in my bracelet, same color as my lady, but with no Jimmy Mac.
So now that the new coilovers are in, you can see the sway bars bolted up there, the hub's all connected, and you've got all your brake line and that wiring I was talking about before. Now, what we normally do with the MRC wiring, I normally tuck it up, zip tie it away, which I'll do in just a moment. For now, I'm gonna pop there, just so I remember. And the other side is done too. Now, once we finish the suspension, you would have seen yesterday we were getting the black GTS Calais mock yellow walled. Guys, a bit of an update. As you can see, Johnny's been hard at it. Getting the walls done, bro. It even looks good on the black, not gonna lie. We are gonna take these off later today once I do the coilovers and actually put them on the silver one. But I reckon it's gonna look fucking killer. Just finished up last one now. I don't know, these are my first walls, eh? I'm like, you know, you've just taken my virginity as gay as that sounds, but that's okay. Fuck. I might have to do this more often, eh? Yeah, legit. Whereabouts does everyone find you, bro? If they want to book in themselves, where can they go?
Classic White Walls GC on Instagram.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Bro, this is gonna look cracker. This is gonna look cracker on the silver. A bit of a update, guys. Some time's passed. The GTS just had its rear guards rolled. So being that we're about to put 22s and lower it on coilovers, I definitely recommend getting your guards rolled, otherwise you're gonna have major scrubbing issues. So the guards do just get rolled by precision guard rolling. Again, another mobile guy that can come out and roll your guards if you're in the Gold Coast, Brisbane area. And then also the white walls are all done. I don't know, man, it even looks good on the black car. I said this before, I reckon it's gonna look killer on the silver one. I do have coilovers here today. I'm not too sure how we're gonna go for time. I might try and install them, but as soon as we get them on, then we'll get the 22s on. Happy days. That's the outside of the car pretty much done. And then we'll start addressing the inside. I have ordered a new airbag for the seat and a new seat cover. And I'll show you guys how to actually repair your seats if they do blow out like that. And I also have a new curtain airbag on the way too. So not too much longer and we'll have this thing slammed, looking nice. I'm still on the hunt for another guard. Haven't found one just yet. But as soon as we do, I'll let you guys know and then we'll get that thing on. With 22s, I'm actually gonna put these onto the silver GTS. Now let me go zip tie that MRC wiring up and then let's chuck these 22s on. This is gonna look fucking killer. This is actually gonna look sick. All right, let's cut straight to it. Alrighty, this is the bad side, but we're gonna do it first. Let's chuck it on. You ready? Oh, bro, this is gonna look sick. This is actually gonna look gangster. All right, I'll put this on and then I'll get us some better views. Right, fuck off. That looks sick. Straight out, this looks nuts. Straight up. All right, I'm just gonna do these up. I hate that these lug nuts get stuck. When you use them too many times, they start to warp and get all funny and like fucked up. We haven't even lowered it yet and have a suss at that. I don't know, I reckon the yellow with the yellow is crazy. Bro, suss that out. All right, let's chuck the other side on and then I'll lower it down. Alrighty, and that is the good side on. Now, I gotta grab some blocks, get this thing lowered down, but that is the front suspension in. Now, how I normally do it is I chuck the suspension in, wheels on, get it all ready to drop down. And as soon as I drop it down, once all the weight's on the car, that's when you can then do these up because it's at their highest pressure point, I guess you could say. Yeah, this looks killer in my opinion. I reckon that's a mad wheel and tire combo. All right, let's get onto the rear. Take a look at it, cuz. It looks fucking sick. That's tough. You can't change my mind. That looks fucking gangster. Okay, I've just jacked the rear end up. I'm now gonna pull the wheels off and start working on the rear suspension. So again, let's set you guys up so you can view it in a time-lapse form. I'll pull the wheels off, I'll start pulling out the springs, and then I'll give you guys a bit of a rundown on what we have to do. There's a bit of drilling we have to do for LSA rear cradles. I'll show you guys that once we get there. Let's set you guys up so you can see what's going on.
Ain't no brand new two-door Wraith. I could've bought it, but I just rent it. Got a brand new big old chain. Got so much sauce, I don't need no pennant. Painting pictures when I be spinning. I'm popping rhythm on all these women. If my birthday just turned 20 and I just wanna go see the dentist. Put some stones all in my gold. No, you thought I was gone. No, you thought I wasn't coming home. But guess what? I'm home. On probation, but I still keep the chrome. I crack it on. On probation, but I still keep the chrome. I crack it on. Traded my A.
So both the rear shocks and springs are out. As you can see now, LSA rear cradles have a lot more steps to them than your standard VE VF. You actually have to take the brake off to access the nut that's on the inside just there where my finger is. So there's an 18 mil there, 21 mil as well there. Also have to take the sway bar off, which is 15 top and bottom, and your brake is 16 and 16 2 bolts too. So you also have to unplug your MRC wiring again. Now with your GTS rear shocks, you have to take the wiring out again to access your tops here. And I'll show you how to do that in just a moment, to take this all apart and take it all off. Let's open up the new suspension and then I'll show you how that all comes apart. So really, let's have a look at this. So you want to cut this little zip tie that's on the top and to get that out of the way. So now this wire's a bit more loose. Then you literally want to just try and pop this black top piece off, and just like that. Should slide the whole way through. Now what you can do as well is all these pieces all come apart too. So on the inside you can pop this top piece out. Then what you do, you can slot a piece in the back of the clip here to get the slider off. Clips all off the back here too. And yeah, that'll all come out, slips on through, and then it's a 18 mil up the top just there. So that undoes, plate all comes off, top hat comes off. So quickly jumped into a time lapse, get that all off now. If you want to see how to take a top off like a crackhead, this is how we're gonna do it. Oh my Lord. Oh, don't be a crackhead. There we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. Oh, it wasn't actually too bad. Normally they, oh, that's sweet. Normally they just absolutely explode everywhere. Done that a few times, it's not very fun. Hats off, plates are all off. Throw that over there. So we are gonna reuse all these pieces. The rest will either go to scrap, or if it was a good car, you'd keep it all, but I remembered I was taking all that off nicely, and I remember it's all bent, so I might as well just cut the wiring, which I did. So now this is the part with LSA rear cradles that makes them really awkward when doing coilovers. Well, not necessarily awkward, but all of your VF coilovers that you can purchase off the shelf, XYZ, D2, MCA, literally everything, all of their lower spaces, which you'll see here, don't actually fit the bolt. LSA rear cradles have larger bolts at the bottom of their shock, and it doesn't allow you to actually get that through there. So what you actually have to do, you have to drill them out. Luckily for me, I've got a mate that owns a shop called Ellis Motorsports, Logan, and he has a drill press. So we're gonna drill these spaces out to fit the bolt. You're gonna watch someone who doesn't know how to drill. Drill, jokes, I do know how to drill. I do this for a living. Technically, kind of, yeah, I do. All right, let's drill this out and I'll show you how to do it. We are just gonna set these all up so that we can just press them straight in. What I like to do is loosen this up so you can move it a bit. You can actually drill press it through this gap sometimes, if you can line it up right. There's a gap you can drill press it through, just there, right there. So I then tighten it up right in the corner and away you go. Happy days. So I'm gonna move this over here, I'm gonna move this bolt over here. I'm gonna grab some vice grips. Normally there is a vice that you can mount to these, whatnot. I don't have it, so I'm gonna do it my way that I've always done it. So what I'll do is clear all the metal out the way, press this down. As you can see, just makes a little lip on the inside, and you just drill that the whole way through. Happy days.
For a sniper, traded my Draco, traded my Rollie for an AP, but I could've got a Protect, and I could've got a Corvette, and
the drill press is now done. As you can see, now fits every single spacer. Happy days. Let's take these down and go through the rest of the recoilovers.
I'm an Israelite, my diamonds is real ice. I had to sacrifice to be here, that's how I'm with you tonight. I had to run, feed my appetite. I had to go through hard times and dark times for me to see the light. I remember pouring honey on my rice. I remember I had no money, I was living shites. You got me if I'ma go out without a fight. This my first day out, I'ma live it up tonight. Live it up tonight. This my first day out, I'ma live it up tonight. Live it up tonight. This my first day out, I'ma live it up tonight.
Alrighty, update. It's pitch black. We're still outside. We finally got the coilovers all in. Both sides are done. Time to grab the wheels and get the wheels on this thing too. Alrighty guys, I just wanted to quickly jump on, and actually this is a bit of a random segment that I didn't plan for the videos, hence why it's at night time. It's probably just hard cut to this next point. It's actually the 19th of November now at 6:45 p.m. It's actually my birthday. I'm about to get ready to go out to dinner with some of the boys, but had some really cool news, or some really cool information that's been given to me. The actual owner of the car, the previous owner who did crash it, was involved in the accident, has actually reached out and messaged me, saw my previous YouTube video, the episode 1, has supposedly actually been watching my videos for a long time as well, which is quite cool, and has messaged me with all the information on the car, has my spare key, this, that, there's a bunch of information. So without further ado, let's go straight into it. So what I'll probably do is I might actually just move this camera a bit, or I might move to the side. I'm gonna throw up the screenshots just here as well, on a bit of the information on the car. Now I am gonna have to blur out his details. I don't wanna leak too much information about himself, all the car, the license plate, this, that, whatever. I'm gonna blur out some of the text messages too. But let's go right back to the start, to be honest. So he's actually swiped up on one of my Facebook ads for me actually selling the LSA supercharger off of this car, as we are replacing it with a Harrop 2650. So he's messaged me and gone, "Hey mate, just saw your video on YouTube. This is my old GTS. If you wanted any info, let me know." And then he has a video, and the videos of the car actually getting tuned and dynoed, which I thought was fucking sick, not gonna lie. I saw him send this through and I was, I don't know, biggest smiles on my face. I've replied with no way. He's gone, "I just woke up from night shift and opened a YouTube video and seen that it was actually my car. Been watching his stuff for a while." I said, "There was no books, man. Any details would be greatly appreciated. That's sick." I showed him, which I'm gonna have to blur in this too, the car ahead of time. Oh, I won't even have to show it actually. I've already done it in the start of this video. I sent him the car ahead of time and said it's actually been fixed, this, that, and explained a few things. He goes, "Let me check the paperwork. Give me one sec." Now, he goes, "The only reason I didn't buy it back was because it was previously a repairable write-off," which we know. It's been in a hit previous to this one. And it's actually got all of the information, which I can't show on the screen. I've got it on my phone. But he's actually got his original purchase contract from a dealership in Perth. He's got the original purchase price, all the details, his details, literally everything about the car, which is very, very cool. It's cool that I actually have access to this information now. For a car that I had no details on, didn't even know if it was ran, didn't even know if it run, I've got a lot more things to fill in the blanks. Now, also going down through, I asked him pretty much what happened. What's the story behind it? Can you tell me what actually happened? He goes, Well, weather and sharp lane changes don't mix well. 2 months, I was on my way to Pedders for some new coilovers and some offset bushings to straighten out the wheels. Was a bit damp, had traction control on, went overtaking a little, quickly aquaplaned. The tyres were about due for replacing, probably didn't help. Now he's actually also got the spare key, as I mentioned before. He sent me a photo of the spare key that he's got over in Perth. So I'm going to grab that off of him. He says it doesn't work. I reckon it could just be dead battery, or maybe the circuit's a bit fried, but we should be able to fix it up. At least it's the original key with the actual physical key. I replied, I was ecstatic, to be honest, when he messaged me this. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was hoping, this is the whole thing. I was hoping me posting this video, I hope it'd get a bit of traction. I hope someone would reach out, and they did, which is crazy. He gave me more information about the car, a bit more history about when he owned it. There's a thing with the handbrake as well. He was explaining why the handbrake module is not working, why it's got the handbrake light. It's actually not even plugged in. So that's a bit of info. I would have had to chase that down and figure out things not plugged in. That's super handy. And then also was explaining too, there's not really much else. It originally came from New South Wales. The PPSR at least states that. Brand new rear knuckles. And the arms were replaced in the rear and the bushes too about a week before he crashed it. All the stuff on the driver's side was scrubbing. Replaced it because it cost me a fortune. Managed to re-rego it, When I got it, it needed a lot of work. It was drivable, had to pull the boot lining out. Like, pretty much he's just ran over all the history of this car, which is crazy. He bought it from a dealership and has all the previous reports of it, which is super interesting. Super interesting. Now, I did actually ask him if he had photos of when he crashed it. I thought that would have been, interesting to put up on the screen. I'm not going to say quite cool because I do feel bad. He has crashed his Pride and Joy, so it's quite shit. But I thought it would have been cool backstory on the actual car. Unfortunately, he didn't take any photos. It was on a tow truck within 10 minutes. And the other videos he's got is at the front of his house, which I'm not going to put on the screen. And then, yeah, so pretty much the crash was caused simply by a wet turn aggressively turning and had traction on. Went to power out of it and traction control cut his power, just allowing him to slide. Here's a weird thing. Now, I feel like there's such a... I don't know, there's some cars that traction control just makes so much sense, and then there's cars like this where it's like, I'll probably never drive with traction on in any of these Holdens or HSVs or GTSs or whatever. I don't know, like even that in a sentence, is it slid out after him being in the wet, he had traction on, he's gone to stamp it to pull it back in, and he's got no throttle because it just cuts all your power. So, I don't know, maybe it could have been saved with traction off. He couldn't even find photos of the original crash from the PPSR. Pretty much a little bit more backstory on it. But I thought I'll just give that as a bit of an update. I thought that was sick that he's actually seen the video, that's got that much reach. It's reached someone in Australia, had no clue who they were. They just happened to see the video, watched it, or even previously watching my stuff, and were able to actually give us some information on the car. So I've got the spare key on the way. Happy fucking days. Shout out to, I'm going to call him Joel. I'm not going to say his actual name. Shout out to Joel, because I know you're watching this video. Thank you for messaging me, bro. I really appreciate it. But yeah, there's a bit of backstory on the car. Pretty much where we're at now, as well as I did have the seat covers and the airbag actually arrive too. So we will be able to get the passenger seat fixed. The airbag in the top curtain, as you would have seen, is also repaired too. And now we just need the roof lining done by LSN Wraps. They're going to fully black the whole roof out to black fabric. I thought it would be like a little bit OEM plus kind of thing. I'm still on the hunt for a guard. I do have someone that's got a normal guard. It's a different color. It's actually white. I've been quoted $250 to paint it. I could paint it. It would be preferred just to buy one in silver. It's probably cheaper. But at the same time, if it's a mixed match color, it's going to really do my head in that it's a different silver. Anywho, I think that's going to wrap up today's YouTube video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, this is episode 2. You guys loved episode 1. Episode 1 went off. It's actually, might even be by now, my biggest video on YouTube. Had heaps of feedback. Even really close friends that I didn't really know actually paid attention to my stuff or watched my stuff that in depth. They were messaging me, older boys, saying they really enjoyed the video, which was quite cool. Had heaps of interactions on other social media platforms too, like TikTok and Instagram, of the bidding reel that you might have seen too. We are very, very close. We are getting closer at least. But this is the wrap up of episode 2. If you like this type of content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.